We will begin the ceremony shortly. Please turn off or mute all electronic devices. In addition to silencing your phones, we ask you to ensure your Wi-Fi is off and disconnected from the facility's DHA Wi-Fi network to ensure that friends and family with us via live stream experience the best possible connection. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Master Sergeant Jasmine Sanders Rivera, and I will be your narrator for today's ceremony as we pay tribute to Chief Master Sgt. Kristy Earls on the occasion of her retirement of over 28 years of dedicated service to her country and the United States Air Force. Throughout the ceremony, there will be times when you will be asked to stand and be seated. As a reminder, during the playing of our national anthem, military members in uniform should stand at attention, while civilian guests should place their right hand over their heart. Officiating today's ceremony is Major General Jeannine M. Ryder, Commander, Air Force Medical Agency. Please rise for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the playing of ruffles and flourishes, the presentation of the colors, singing of the national anthem by Band of the West vocalist, Airman First Class Elizabeth Munoz, and the invocation delivered by Mr. Mark Carter.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Horse! Heart! Colors, turn! Heart!
Good afternoon. You can say it. Amen. Congratulations, Kristy. 1 Timothy 4, 6, and 8 reads like this. For you have already been poured out like a drink offering, and the time for your departure is near. You have fought the good fight. You have finished the race. You have kept the faith. Now there is in store for you the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous God, will award you on that day. And not only to you, but for also to all who have longed for his appearance. Let us pray. Father, we thank you for your Holy Spirit. We thank you for your ever-presence. We thank you for bestowing upon us a day such as this, a day to celebrate, a day to remember, a day to edify Chief Master Sgt. Kristy Earls on her dedicated and unwavering service to this country and the United States Air Force, and for the undying support of her husband, Waylon, and sons, Jackson and Cole. We ask you, Father, that they step into, or as they step into retirement, that you remain a lamp unto their feet and a light unto their paths, that your ever protection shields their lives, so that no weapon formed against them shall prosper. We praise you, Father, for your mercy, your grace, and your favor. And now may the peace of God rest, rule, and abide in all of our lives. Amen.
Thank you, Airman First Class Munoz and Mr. Carter. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Before we welcome Chief Master Sgt. Earls' family, I would like to bring your attention to the flag hanging behind me. This not only provides a beautiful backdrop for today's ceremony and represents our great United States, but it also is special to our organization. This is the last flag to fly over the original Wilford Hall Ambulatory Service Center, overseeing the long history of medics that served at the forefront of the Air Force Medical Service, including Chief Master Sgt. Kristy Earls. Please assist me in extending a warm welcome to the family of Chief Master Sgt. Earls joining us today. Her husband, Master Sergeant Retired, Waylon Earls, and their children, Jackson and Cole. Her mother and father, Mr. and Mrs. Norm and Kathy Jalbert. Her brother, Mr. Dana Jalbert. Her mother-in-law, Miss Jan Ford. Her brother and sister-in-law, Mr. and Mrs. Kevin and Ashley Earls. And although she's no longer with us, we would like to also commemorate this distinguished event by honoring Mrs. Jeannine M, grandmother of Chief Earls. We would also like to introduce our distinguished guests in the audience. Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, number 13, Jim Finch, and his wife, Pat. '59th Medical Wing Deputy Commander, Colonel Wade Adair, and his wife, Kristen. Command Chief, 59th Medical Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Marcus Washington. Command Chief, Medical Readiness Command Alpha, Chief Master Sergeant Louis Magana. Command First Sergeant, Air Education and Training Command, Chief Master Sergeant Ryan Taylor. And to all other commanders, chiefs, first sergeants, family, friends, and teammates who are with us or watching live to celebrate Chief Earls' retirement, welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce our presiding officer, Major General Jeannine Ryder.
Good afternoon. Good. All right. It truly is a great day, a perfect day. So one, it is great to be back at the 59th Medical Wing. It is hard to believe that I have been gone for 11 months. I think I've gotten also 11 years younger during that time, but don't tell me if it's not true. There's a lot of familiar faces. This is the Air Force Premier Medical Unit. When you talk about the number of patients, the complexity, the partnerships with Brooke Army Medical Center, teaching and producing and delivering the next generation of medics, and then supporting BMT and tech, there is nothing like the 59th Medical Wing. But the most important thing about today is that we get to celebrate this amazing person and leader. Her impact while serving 28 years in our Air Force. We celebrate her dedicated service to our nation, to our airmen, our medics, in multiple installations as she mitigated health and safety risks as a public health technician and wrecked many potluck supper. There was so much joy until Kristy came. Because I have witnessed it. So the bottom line is, Kristy, thank you for allowing me this honor. There is no place I would rather be today than with you and sharing with all these individuals how amazing you have been in these 28 years. I would be remiss if I did not discuss all those who organize the time, the effort, and everything that is put into a ceremony like this. And when it's for Kristy Earls, it's personal. And so I want to talk about Senior Master Sergeant Amanda Gilbert, who's been running around here like a crazy woman. The mother of Elijah, who's just turning 1 today, who is in the back, Jasmine, who is our MC extraordinaire, to that beautiful anthem by A1C Elizabeth Munoz, the honor guard, the words of wisdom and thanksgiving from Mr. Carter, the escorts, the proffers. The bottom line is that also when we talk about Mr. Carter, he's had words from God, but was it a God thing? He hired Kristy as an ALS instructor so she could follow Wayland to Whiteman after she met him on a deployment? Or was it a Mark thing? But we'll talk about that later. So the bottom line is that to have an event of this magnitude takes a lot of time, effort, and details. And so these individuals need a great applause. So commanders, command chief, senior enlisted, family, friends, thank you for being here. Chief Master Sergeant Finch and your wife, Pat, thank you so much for coming here. And I would be remiss if I did not talk about Chief Master Sergeant number 5. He is here in spirit, but he is here because his son Kenny is here and Rhonda is here. So thank you so much for being here. And so thank you to the 59th Medical Wing leadership and family for being here and supporting Chief. I think you all know she will look 15 years younger after this ceremony because she will get more sleep because everything is personal to Kristy. And so thank you for being here and supporting her. So we are now going to go on a 28-year journey. But I am not going to go every step by step of her bio. And Pat, you know what I'm talking about. We are not going to do that. Because during the flag ceremony, you are going to get a lot about where Kristy was, what she did. You're going to hear about her roles, her responsibilities, all those things. But it is full circle. It all started here when she went to BMT. She did go, so I'm going to give you the 30-second version. Then she went to public health training. And then she went to McClellan to be a public health tech. And I believe that Dr. Bob Garrison is here. Is that true? And he was her first mentor. And he believed in her when Kristy would say she was not making the right decisions, but what I would say it was adulting. She was figuring out her way. She deployed to Al-Dhafra in 2002 to build up the base post 9/11. She met Wayland there. We'll talk about that later. There's multiple versions of how that story went. The next assignment were all vectored, and it was senior led, whether at a wing commander or a board. And so she became an ALS instructor. Then she became a career advisor. Then she became the AETC career advisor. And so that is at a MAGCOM, making sure all those programs are set. She was then a superintendent SEL. She was a 2-time group SEL, senior enlisted leader at Randolph and Aviano. And then she was a 2-time command chief. And one thing I can tell you about command chiefs is that the wing commander picks their command chiefs, but the command chiefs don't get to pick their wing commanders. So I'm sorry. And so she was at Altus, which is a flight training wing to do our Vance. Sorry. Oh, I was so close. Vance, which was the flight training in Oklahoma. And then I also already just told you how complex the 59th is. 12 assignments, 2 deployments, a military to military family, which makes it challenging because how are we going to get the family together? Raising 2 amazing sons. And then the bottom line is, wow. So we could talk about multiple awards and all those kind of things, but Kristy is the top 1%. Chiefs are the top 1% of our entire enlisted crew. But I would tell you that Kristy is the top 1% of that 1%. And so we're going to go to why I believe that. And so I'm going to give you the rest of the story. So Pat, was that okay? I went through the bio and thanks. So Kristy grew up in Lewiston, Maine. It is the highest, fun fact, is the highest population of French-speaking people in the United States. But Kristy was a rebel, and she took Spanish all through her high school years. She had a job as a certified nurse assistant. She worked in nursing homes. I'm going to tell you, I was a teenage CNA at a nursing home. You see a lot of things that teenagers probably are not supposed to see. And so, but she still wanted to be a nurse. So she went off to the University of New Hampshire to be a nurse, and there were some cost issues. And so she came back, and she decided that she was going to make millions, and she was going to do her fortune, and she was going to work at Michael's Pool and Spa. So I'm from Western Mass, and we open our pools pretty much from Memorial Day to Labor Day. I looked on the map, I did a little, and I would think that in Lewiston, Maine, they might be open for 6 weeks. And so I think that we are fortunate because Norm saw that there was a better life and there was better things ahead. And so he decided that he was going to intervene and engage. But before I tell you the rest of the story, we are very fortunate to have Kathy and Norm, her parents here from Lewiston, Maine. We have her brother, Dana. We have her mother-in-law, Jan, who came from Arkansas, but flew to Dallas with Kevin and Ashley over to Dallas, and then they drove here. And so I have more things to say for you, but the family is here. And so the rest of the story is Norm brought her to a Navy recruiter, and he was rude. And Kristy was never coming in the military. She was never going to set foot in a recruiter's office. Is that true, Norm? So Norm took it into his hands. He said, you know what? I'm going to find that Air Force recruiter. Well, because it was such a garden spot, I know you find it hard to believe, but there might have been a gap in manning that recruiter. And so finally the recruiter came, and actually he is here today. So I'm going to make sure I pronounce this right. It is he retired as a Master Sergeant, but at the time it was Stephen Bachant. Did I get that right? And he is traveling. Would you tell me I was wrong? So Staff Sergeant Bashant, Norm said, do you make house calls? And he was like, I guess. And so he came. Norm was like, I got an amazing person for you to meet. And so they brought, I think you came home from work, and he was in your living room. Kitchen. And so Steve was transparent, he was truthful, and he let Kristy feel like she had some decision space in her career. And so the Navy's loss was our gain. Now, I just heard in the back room that she went to MEPS, they offered her a job, she didn't like it, and she came back with no job. She was strong-willed back then. And so I think when you one of my points about Kristy is she's personable. When you have your recruiter after 28 years in your audience who comes from Panama, Florida with his wife, Cindy, that shows your connection. Now, I know that you came together when she got stationed at Tyndall, but I want to thank you. He says he wasn't a good recruiter, but I got to believe recruiting in Lewiston, the Garden Spot, Maine, is not the easiest job. And so I thank you for what you do. So to Kathy and Norm, thank you for raising an amazing daughter. She's hardworking. Her moral compass is strong. I know she was your most prized possession, and you gave her to us. I know that your grandmother, Jeannine, is here today, and I know she was part of that foundation. And so I know that people who were with you along your side in your journey, in my opinion, they never leave you. And so she is here today. Jeannine is always, your grandma is always with you. But I want to thank you for raising this amazing young lady that we all got to share, connect, and call our friend. To Dana and Jan and Kevin and Ashley, me and Jan were talking about it. If you're not using smartphones, you're using address books. And Jan said that the address book is crossed out a lot. My mom complains about it a lot. And I said, if you just put our address in a smartphone, this would be much easier. But, and you probably have 2 pages trying to figure out where they live. Or why can Waylon and Kristy not keep a job? My mom says that very often. She's like, has anybody ever told you if someone looked at your resume, they would think that you have been fired multiple times? And I was like, yes, they would. But I want to thank you for your support. Jan, you gave us your most precious assets. We talked about that. And so thank you for giving us Waylon. I know that he was an amazing senior NCO. He is calm. He is quiet. He is always supportive of Kristy. So thank you for all your support, because it is not easy to be a mill-to-mill family. You need a village to help that in the family. So thank you. Thank you for being here today, and thank you for being a part of that. So thank you to the family. So when you get to know Chief, there's a lot of kind of qualities and characteristics that come out. And so I'm going to go and kind of go on a couple. Number one, she is always the consummate professional. And some of you would say, well, we expect that of chiefs. Consistency displays high level of expertise, commitment, reliable, trustworthy. But Kristy is the GOAT of the consummate professional. She is the Tom Brady. I'm a Patriots fan because that's what I'm going to use. So some of you are going to be like, How about in the Olympic year, the Simone Biles of the consummate professional? What Chief will say is her proudest accomplishments is her time as an ALS instructor and as a career advisor. The quote is, "It makes my heart sing." I just want to make sure you know that I would not quote that. I think everybody would be like, Jeannine Ryder said my heart sings, because nobody wants to hear me sing, and it's sure not my heart. Kristy will find the saltiest person, the saltiest airman, the negative one who doesn't believe in our system or what we're teaching them. She engages them, she learns their story, she connects on a personal level, and she commits her time and expertise until the light bulb goes on. That they understand what is our mission and what is the importance of our military. She motivates our airmen to look at every problem, challenge, and opportunity and look at it at a different perspective. Imagine if every enlisted or officer had a Kristy Earls in their life. Fortunately for all of us in this room, we do. She touched us, she made us better, she invested in us, and the bottom line is we never wanted to let Chief Earls down. The consummate professional can also be seen in the amount of time, review she puts into packages, decorations, our enlisted force development panels, leadership discussions on stratifications and vectors. It was by the book, it was codified, and it was always transparent. She always ensured that we had the best records that represented these airmen. I will say, as we are building the Air Force Medical Command, and how do we take care of the enlisted force development over across the geographics, or how do we do stratifications, I have a voice inside me that says, what would Chief Earls do? Chief Earls taught me how to do it right, how to make sure that we came out of every forum that those were records better than what they were. Even if they maybe were not getting a stratification, how can we make this EPB better so that we can give this individual to show their impact and what they are doing for the Air Force? So what I can tell you, Chief, is as you retire, you made sure that we understand the importance of accountable processes. And your legacy will continue as Kristy Earls' voice continues in my head. Make sure we take care of our airmen. Make sure we have the processes right. Chief, you know what I'm talking about as we go into this future. Number two, many of you looked at her bio, you would say, this woman is only professionally minded and focused. But if you know Kristy for a second, that is not true. She is always thinking of the airmen. She's thinking of their family. She's thinking of their next assignment. They're thinking of what this assignment will impact on their family. She brings many perspectives. She brings her mother perspective. This is also just to let you know, don't think of it as always a sweet mother. Think of it as a tough love mother. She is a friend. She is a senior Air Force leader. She laughs, she cries, she gives constructive feedback no matter what rank you are. She holds your hand, she listens because she cares, and she cares deeply for our airmen. And that's why I believe we are going to see her in 6 months, and she's going to look about 10 years. Not that you look old, but I feel like I leave pretty late, and Kristy's car would still be here. And then I would think of, I got to go up to the 5th floor and tell her that she needs to go home, but she's not going to go home. So Chief always wanted an environment that our airmen could thrive, that they would feel respected, and that they would feel valued. And like I said, she's lost sleep, she's lost her fitness time, she's lost many hours just making sure that we got it right for every single airman. There are several stories out there of Kristy's connection and her care. And we talked a little bit, me and Kenny and Rhonda, about when Chief Gaylord, he was having tremendous medical challenges. She would go to their home and help. And when they had the beautiful memorial service here, Kristy was really part of that planning. And she put her heart and soul to it. And I said, Kristy, what was the first thing you did? I would call her and say, because it's a big deal. You want it because you want it the best to represent an amazing leader and man. But there's just a lot of pressure when it's the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force and someone of Chief Gaylord. And she said, the first thing I did was cry. And there was a lot of pressure, but she wanted to get it right. And I know Kenny would say that she and her team got it right. I can tell you for our team, Jasmine, we would say Ryan, Major Parham, Sam Parham. Chief always made sure we celebrated every milestone, the birthday, Elijah, Jasmine's promotion to Master Sergeant. And I will tell you, there are times I'm like, we are busy. And sorry, I'm not as nice. Sometimes let's go. But you know what? Chief was like, we are going to make time. And she always made it special. Our front office, Sheila, you're in the back there somewhere, but now I can't see you with a pole. But she made it special And she made it special because you have to invest time and you have to make time. And she always made sure we made time. And so what do we say? She's the consummate professional. She's an accountable leader. She's a people person who makes it always personal. And what does that get you? It gets you a command chief times 2. Now, I will tell you, being the presiding officer, it was stiff competition. And I can say it easy because Colonel Johnson and General Harrell are not here right now. It was arm wrestling. I won. It's untrue, but you know what? We'll stick to it. Live streaming, you can take it off. But no, the bottom line is we all think we're her favorite. But I felt that they both should be a part of this ceremony. So me and Colonel Johnson, soon to be a Brigadier General, I'm going to have to read my card because I don't want to get this wrong. So he was the Vance Wing Commander, and he is now the Travis Wing Commander. And so his words for you, Kristy. Congratulations, my friend. You are so much more than a terrible pool and spa salesman from Lewiston, Maine. You are a germaphobe who has ruined potlucks for me and a below average slip and slide kickball player. Ladies and gentlemen, the truth is Kristy Earls is the best of us. I've been blessed with the opportunity to watch Kristy navigate some extremely difficult challenges. And the traits you see shine through every time is compassion, intelligence, loyalty to a fault, and dedication to her team. She is everything that you want in a leader and a friend. She has an incredible partner in Waylon, who she knows was a keeper when he wasn't creeped out by her stalking for months in Aldafra and followed him to Whiteman. Again, there's lots of different stories to this. And together they raised 2 incredible young men in Jackson and Cole. Congratulations, Kristy and the Earls family. We love you and look forward to spending more time with you soon. Major General Tom Harrell, the current 59th Medical Wing. Chief Earls is an airman's chief. She is completely sold out for their welfare and well-being. At the same time, she is deeply knowledgeable of the mission and of investing in achieving success. I am a son of a 30-year chief with high standards. I wish my dad met her. They would have hit it off. I am honored to serve with her. So Colonel Johnson, General Harrell, and I are better leaders and people because of you. I know they are both disappointed they could not be here, but I know that their words express what we all think and how honored we are to serve with you. So I'm close to the end. And now I want to talk about Kristy's actual greatest accomplishment in life, and that is her family. I think a lot of times we can kind of glaze over the family in the front, and we talk a lot of the individual's accomplishments, but Kristy will say her family is her best accomplishment. And so her marriage to Waylon, being the mother to Jackson and Cole. Many times we talk about, like I said, we talk about families in the beginning, but I don't want this to be glossed over. And so this is Kristy's version of how Waylon and Kristy met and how it all began. So they were at Aldafra. Waylon was on the host nation side. Kristy was wrecking potlucks on the other side. Oh my gosh. She crushes a lot of dreams, but you know, she prevents public health emergencies, and I'm sure in COVID, your expertise was very well known. And so they never spoke. But Waylon told, remember, it's Kristy's version. Kristy says that Waylon told all his friends, though he had never spoke to her, that he had found the girl he was going to marry. I say you're being proactive. So they come home on the same rotator. They land up in Baltimore. You know how everybody socializes in the lobby. And she says to Waylon, which fob were you part of? And he was like, yours. And so I'm not sure what happened, but in that evening, somehow Kristy lost her hotel key twice, and I feel like there's another story to that. And Waylon was the respectable gentleman, got her to like her key and brought her back. And then she said, there's something different about this. I should keep in touch with him. And during the same time, she is interviewing for ALS instructors, and she was offered a job at Langley and Whiteman. Thank you, Mark. And she took the one at Whiteman. And so that's Kristy's story. Waylon, you can explain if that's the story. And so the rest is history. And so I just find it interesting that you never spoke, but here they are. And so what a testament, because I think anybody who knows, even if you are mill to sieve, mill to mill, it's hard. It's just hard. And what they raised was 2 amazing sons. And so Jackson, by my account, you've been to 8 schools, and it will be 3 high schools by the time you graduate this year. You are committed to football and sports and athletics. You like outside. You like classic cars and fast cars. You got to see Terry's new Corvette. It's really nice. You transition to new schools with no complaint, but we know that's not easy. If you connect with Jackson, he is 110% committed to you. And so with teachers and coaches, he gives it 110%, especially if they connect. And the best thing is he has a very strong moral compass. Cole, our professional soccer player. He likes race simulators, and from what I understand, you can drive better than Jackson. He likes to stay home. He wants to play with Ace and Maverick, their dogs. He works very hard at schools. He gets into the details. He's a great teammate, noticed by all his peers and his coaches. He's a researcher. He gets into the details. And the bottom line is you won't give up. You never give up. Your mom says you have grit. And so I also must add that Cole and Jackson are the best poodle sitters ever to know. Sarah and Phoebe always loved you. And so we talked about Kristy's professional accomplishments, but these 3 young men, Waylon, are her heart, her soul, and her joy. So Waylon, we thank you for your service. We thank you for your continued service as a civilian on Randolph. We continue for your patience because, like, I think you and Terry have had a few conversations. Being a command chief spouse or a wing commander's spouse, that balloon is gone. It's not easy because you have to go to functions that you may not want to go, and you have to smile the entire time. And so thank you for being patient. Thank you for being patient when she was spending time here. And it's not easy, so thank you. For Cole and Jackson, you didn't pick this life. It picked you. And so new schools, new friends, new teams, all those kind of things. You're resilient, you're smart, and your mom cannot talk enough about how proud she is about you every day. If she was in a bad mood, I would just say, so how's Cole and Jackson? And that would, and that would go away. And so I am really looking forward to hearing about Jackson's senior year. I'm looking forward to hear about your soccer season. I am looking forward to hear about travel. I've also heard that she wants to renovate Waylon. So that is going to be fun. A bathroom. There is a bathroom. And so the other thing is the trips that you will go on your 5th wheel. That will be exciting. So in conclusion, we asked how she got in, but why did she stay? Kristy Earls stayed because of you. She stayed because you matter, the mission matters, and you motivated her and you encouraged. That is why she stayed. Some people, she's like the GI Bill, and she got her master's degree and she got her bachelor's degree, but she stayed because of the airmen that we take care of in our mission. And so my favorite quote is, if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. John Quincy Adams. Kristy, you inspired, you motivated, you kept us accountable, you listened, you were connected, and you left the Air Force a better place. Your legacy continues in all of us as we say, what would Kristy Earls do? We are better people because of you. Your mission is complete. It is now time for you to retire to have a life of travel, crafting, renovations, and family. Let's do this.
Thank you, General Ryder. At this time, General Ryder will present Chief Earls the Legion of Merit. Please stand for the official presentation.
Publish the order.
Attention to orders. Chief Master Sgt. Kristy Earls distinguished herself by exceptionally meritorious conduct in the performance of outstanding service to the United States as Command Chief, 59th Medical Wing, Joint Base San Antonio-Lackland, Texas, from 29 June 2022 to 31 January 2025. During this period, Chief Earls masterfully drove operational and organizational excellence of the Air Force Medical Service's largest healthcare, medical education, and readiness platform, leading 5,500 personnel and 15,000 technical training students annually. Her focus on training and scrutiny of unit type code assignments and reclamas enabled the wing to boost readiness training 24% and execute 60% of air education and training commands and 20% of the Air Force Medical Services deployments. Additionally, Chief Earls resolved a chronic 60% First Sergeant Manning deficit in 2 months by addressing errors in the host wing manpower document, which prioritized the immediate assignment of personnel. Finally, she astutely remedied gaps in professional development with her pioneering launch of multiple councils and courses, creation of a benchmark sponsorship program, and mentorship of wing private organizations, which resulted in 33 professional enhancement seminars. The singularly distinctive accomplishments of Chief Earls culminate a distinguished career in the service of her country and reflect great credit upon herself and the United States Air Force. Please remain standing for the reading of the retirement order.
Publish the order.
Special Order Number AC-012765, dated 5 February 2024, effective 31 January 2025. Chief Master Sgt. Kristy Earls is relieved from active duty. Command Chief, 59th Medical Wing, Air Education and Training Command, Joint Base San Antonio-Lackland, and is retired effective 1 February 2025 per AFI 36-3203 in the grade of Chief Master Sergeant by order of the Secretary of the Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. General Ryder will now present Chief Earls with a Presidential Recognition Certificate. It reads, Chief Master Sgt. Kristy Earls, I extend my personal gratitude and the sincere appreciation of a grateful nation to you for your patriotic service to our country. Your bravery and dedication in our history have contributed to a world of greater security and growing prosperity. Your devotion to duty, honor, and country, in keeping with long traditions of the finest military in the world, embodied the American ideal of selfless service. Our nation owes you an incredible debt. Your commitment and the example you set will inspire future generations to serve with pride and to keep our country secure. You represent the best of our nation, and I join our fellow Americans in saluting your honorable service. I wish you happiness and success in your next chapter. Signed, Joseph R. Biden Jr., Commander-in-Chief. Chief Earls also received the following, which have been displayed in the back of the room. Certificates of appreciation from the Chief of Staff of the Air Force, the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, and a letter of appreciation from the 59th Medical Wing Commander. At this time, we ask that Chief Earls' spouse, Waylon, please come forward. General Ryder will now present Waylon with a certificate of appreciation from the Chief of Staff of the Air Force. It reads, Certificate of Appreciation from the United States Air Force. In grateful appreciation, the United States Air Force presents this certificate of recognition to Waylon Earls for the commitment and numerous contributions that made positive impacts to the nation's defense. Thank you for the support which gave strength and purpose to your spouse's service. Given this first day of February 2025, signed, General David W. Alvin. Mr. Earls has also received a certificate of appreciation from the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, which is displayed in the back of the room. Chief Earls would now like to present a special gift to Waylon in honor of his support. Waylon is receiving the Military Spouse Medal. The certificate reads, The spouse does not wear a uniform, yet they serve their country. They do not acquire nor wear ribbons showing where they have been, yet they go. They did not ask for the duty they perform, yet they unwaveringly serve to their best ability. They serve, yet are not honored with trinkets or pieces of cloth showing their service. The burning candle signifies the lonely nights you have spent and that you have kept the home fires burning, a symbol with no beginning and no end. The ring around the candle flame symbolizes the undying flame of love for your spouse. The image of a rose is for the unwavering devotion you have shown for your spouse and their service to their country. This medal is gratefully given to those that do not ask, those that stay on the home front so that their spouse can serve, for they also proudly serve their country. Always remembered, never forgotten. At this time, we request Chief Earls' children, Jackson and Cole, to please come forward. General Ryder will now present Jackson and Cole with certificates of appreciation from the 59th Medical Wing Commander. It reads, Certificate of Appreciation from the United States Air Force and the 59th Medical Wing. In grateful appreciation, the United States Air Force presents this certificate of recognition to Jackson and Cole Earls for your devotion and support to your mother throughout her distinguished career. Thank you for your encouragement, which provided her strength to serve our great nation. Given this day, February 2025, signed, Major General Thomas Harrell. Chief Earls would also like to present a special gift to her children in honor of their support and sacrifice. Jackson and Cole are receiving the Military Child Medal. The certificate reads, Throughout the years of your life, you have made sacrifices and served your country as much as I have done. In your loving way, you quietly shouldered the heavy burden that you were asked to carry. Most of the time, you could not understand why I was not there, but you quietly hid the tears, courageously put on a smile, and defiantly promised that you would support me. You were then, as now, one of the most important parts of my life, and it is your love that enabled you to assure me that what I was doing was important. I missed so many holidays and countless special occasions while you were left at home to worry while I was away. You had to say goodbye to friends when we moved throughout the years, and you had to change schools. Your resilience and self-confidence throughout those frequent moves gave me strength. I am proud of you, for it was your love and support that sustained me in those difficult times. There's no way, in my mind, that I could have been a success in the military without having your support, your understanding, and most importantly, your unquestionable love. Thank you for being there for me. Always remembered, never forgotten. At this time, Jackson and Cole would like to say a few words about their mother.
Okay. Before I start, my mom actually taught me how to write and speech, so this is a reflection of her work. So, my mother is the most hardworking and persistent person I know. She's never let anyone or anything stop, obstruct, or interfere with her from reaching this point to where she is now. She sets herself at a higher standard to reach goals and most people haven't even dreamed of. She worked constantly for 28 years, and at every base she made it her mission to leave it better than she found it, and that is exactly what she did. She's influenced and impacted so many people's lives in such great ways only true leaders and warriors can impact people. She's put her all into everything, and she's put her all into everything she's done, whether it was for this country, her friends, her family, or her work. And now that it's coming to an end, all I can say is that I'm proud of her and that I'm relieved. Relieved that my mother can catch a break and experience life for the first time since she was 19 outside of work and stress. Relieved from the constant worry of where the next move will be, and relieved that I can see my mom more than ever. I'm proud of her just like everyone in this room, and quite honestly, seeing her grow and change communities, relationships, workplaces, and the world for the past 17 years that I've known her was the most inspiring part of it all.
I'm super grateful for having my mom as a mom. We have traveled around the world, many places, getting to see new things and new people. She has worked hard to get what we have today. She deserves to have a break. Thank you for everything.
This thing's about to fall off.
Thank you, Waylon, Jackson, and Cole. Mr. and Mrs. Jalbert, would you please join your daughter on stage?
That will go viral.
Chief Earls would now like to present the Military Parent Medal to her parents. The certificate reads as follows. The sacrifices the parent of a military member renders is beyond compare. As a parent, they willingly offer their blessing when the child is compelled to serve their country. If it were not for the military parent, through their child's service, America would not enjoy all of the freedoms that exist today. The Military Parent Medal is cast in gold and silver colors, which symbolize how meaningful you are to me. Within the gold center is a compass rose depicting the guidance and direction that you have instilled within me. The two-piece laurel leaf wreath shows your constant offering of love and support for the decisions I have made throughout my life. The raised rippled top edging is indicative of the many opportunities you offered to me. There are 4 stars around the lower half of the silver ring, symbolic of your teachings of duty, honor, integrity, and devotion. In the lower center of the outer ring is a shield for your teachings of traditions and respect for our country. The Military Parent Medal is my way of saying you were then, as now, one of the most important parts of my life. It is your understanding, love, and assurance that enabled me to know what I was accomplishing was important. Thank you for being there for me. Duty, honor, integrity, and devotion. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Jalber. Every retiree receives a special retirement pin as a memento of their active duty service. Waylon, will you please come forward again? Chief Earl's spouse will place the retirement pin on the left lapel to symbolize her transition from active duty to retired status. Thank you, Waylon. Chief Earls will now be presented with a shadow box from her Air Force family. On behalf of your family and many friends, we wish to present to you a shadow box, which culminates a military member's career. Enclosed is what is known as the most honored and cherished possession, the United States national flag. The flag which you have so proudly served and so honorably defended. The flag which we honor and serve under is the true emblem of our unity, our thoughts, our power, and purpose as a nation. Accept it, protect it, guard it, and ever remember that the young men and women you have trained, guided, and inspired will follow in your footsteps and defend it with equal pride. On this occasion, we consider having lost a true leader while society has gained a fine citizen. Chief Earls, while you will be greatly missed, we wish you and your family all the best on this next chapter. Thank you for your dedication and service. Thank you, Chief Earls. At this time, we invite you and General Ryder to have a seat in the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, please bring your attention to the front of the room where we will now show a video commemorating Chief Earls' journey through her career.
To the boots on the ground, we know why. We stand together on freedom's right. Brothers and sisters, you can never divide. Like Billy Mitchell, we'll be standing tall. Wherever the fight, we will answer the call. 'Cause I'm an American airman. We'll fight for freedom. it with me. We stand watch in the atmosphere. Women warriors are always near. Making history, we raise the bar. Candlelight Camp Arnold, wearing 5 stars. So listen close to what I say. It's the USA of all the way on. And Mid-American we'll fight for freedom, yeah. Oh yeah, America. I'm a century and avenger. My nation's sword and shield. I defend my country with my life.
Mama told me the sun shines brighter right after the rain, and she showed me the love grows stronger right after the pain. And I know the smiles glow wider when trouble has gone, and together we'll walk through the fire. You're never alone. Mama told me the sun shines brighter right after the rain, and she showed me the love grows stronger right after the pain. And I know the smiles glow wider when trouble has gone, and together we'll walk through the fire. You're never alone.
Thank you, Technical Sergeant Patterson and Technical Sergeant Punahele, for compiling those cherished memories and reminder of the special moments Chief Earls holds dear. At this time, we have a special tribute. Please remain seated as we conduct a flag presentation in honor of Chief Earls' 28 years of service. For more than 200 years, the American flag has been the symbol of our nation's unity, as well as a source of pride and inspiration for millions of citizens. Born on June 14, 1777, the Second Continental Congress determined that the flag of the United States be 13 stripes, alternating between 7 red and 6 white, and that the Union be 13 stars, white in a blue field, representing a new constellation. Between 1777 and 1960, the shape and design of the flag evolved into the flag presented before you today. The 13 horizontal stripes represent the original 13 colonies, while the stars represent the 50 states of the Union. The colors of the flag are symbolic as well. Red symbolizes hardiness and valor. White signifies purity and innocence, and blue represents vigilance, perseverance, and justice. Traditionally, a symbol of liberty, the American flag has carried the message of freedom and inspired Americans both at home and abroad. In 1814, Francis Scott Key was so moved at seeing the stars and stripes waving after the British shelling of Baltimore's Fort McHenry that he wrote the words to the Star-Spangled Banner. In 1892, the flag inspired Francis Bellamy to write the Pledge of Allegiance, our most famous flag salute and patriotic oath. In July 1969, the American flag was flown in space when Neil Armstrong planted it on the surface of the moon. Today, our flag flies on constellations of Air Force satellites that circle our globe, and on the fin flash of our aircraft in harm's way in every corner of the world. Indeed, it flies in the heart of every airman who serves our great nation. The sun never sets on our U.S. Air Force, nor on the flag we so proudly cherish. Since 1776, no generation of Americans has been spared the responsibility of defending freedom. Today's airmen remain committed to preserving the freedom that others won for us for generations to come. By displaying the flag and giving it a distinctive fold, we show respect to the flag and express our gratitude to those individuals who fought and continue to fight for freedom at home and abroad. Since the dawn of the 20th century, airmen have proudly flown the flag in every major conflict on land and skies around the world. It is their responsibility, our responsibility, to continue to protect and preserve the rights, privileges, and freedoms that we as Americans enjoy today. The United States flag represents who we are. It stands for the freedom we all share and the pride and patriotism we feel for our country. We cherish its legacy as a beacon of hope to one and all. Long may it wave. We now take the folded flag and symbolically pass the flag through the enlisted ranks, commemorating Chief Earls' rise in rank and responsibility, ultimately culminating in her position as a Command Chief Master Sergeant. Airmen, December 11th, 1996. Basic military trainee, Lackland Air Force Base, Texas. Technical training student, School of Aerospace Medicine, Brooks Air Force Base, Texas. Airman First Class, October 11th, 1997. Public Health Technician, McClellan Air Force Base, California. Senior Airman, December 11th, 1999. Public Health Technician, Osan Air Base, Republic of Korea. Staff Sergeant, August 1st, 2001. Non-commissioned officer in charge, Preventive Medicine, MacDill Air Force Base, Florida. Technical Sergeant, July 1st, 2005. Airman Leadership School Instructor, Whiteman Air Force Base, Missouri. Master Sergeant, May 1st, 2010. Public Health Flight Chief, McConnell Air Force Base, Kansas. Senior Master Sergeant, January 1st, 2014. 325th Fighter Wing Career Assistance Advisor, Tyndall Air Force Base, Florida. Career Field Manager for Career Assistance Advisors, Air Force Personnel Center, Joint Base San Antonio, Randolph. Chief Master Sergeant, November 1st, 2016. 559th Aerospace Medicine Squadron Superintendent, Joint Base San Antonio-Lackland. 359th Medical Group Superintendent, Joint Base San Antonio, Randolph. 31st Medical Group Superintendent, Aviano Air Base, Italy. 31st Fighter Wing Interim Command Chief, Aviano Air Base, Italy. Command Chief Master Sergeant, 71st Flying Training Wing, Vance Air Force Base, Oklahoma. 59th Medical Wing, Joint Base San Antonio, Lackland. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to be the first to introduce to you Chief Master Sergeant Kristy Earls, United States Air Force, retired.
I think I left my tissues over there. Thank you. This is the hard part. And I'm going to read because of it. So welcome, distinguished guests, family, friends, and teammates. Today's both a momentous and overwhelming occasion as I stand before you to mark the end of my Air Force career. This moment's filled with reflection and gratitude, and I'm honored to share it with you all. I want to give a special thanks to our distinguished guests over on this side, the Command Chiefs and Chiefs, especially Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, number 13 Finch, and Ms. Pat. Thank you all for being here, along with Chief Magana. Thank you. I know you traveled back early today to make it, as well as Chief Washington, so thank you for that. I also see a few first sergeants out there, and so I want to say thank you for being here. I know that it's always difficult to turn the phone off to be in a room, and so thank you. I appreciate you. To my medic family, Colonel Adair, my confidant and my great advisor, and Chief Washington, my replacement and the future of this organization. And Miss Kristen, thank you for being here as well. All the warrior medics in the room, thank you for your support and guidance. I also want to give a shout out to General Harrell and Miss Carice. I know they wish that they could be here today as well. And although they're not able to join in person, their support and their influence has been instrumental to my journey. I want to extend an appreciation to our mission partners that are here as well, from Brooke Army Medical Center, the Medical Education Training Campus, our Wing 3 letters, group and squadron commanders and senior enlisted leaders. Working with you all has been an exceptional experience, and it has really been the way that I wanted to end my career. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. To everyone here and online, many of you have been with me throughout this journey. My family will tell you I have struggled with how to put my feelings into comments, and I wanted to say thank you and appreciation for everyone in this room by name, and they told me it was too long. But I got some really good advice today from my best friend, who said, you don't have to say our names, that we know that you're talking to us. And so I will just tell you how I am feeling. Many of you have been with me throughout this journey, and your presence today means more than I can express. Except for my time in basic military training and technical training, there is someone here in this room from every assignment and every deployment that I have attended or been to, and starting with my recruiter. So thank you again for being here. All of you, your support has been so crucial to my growth and success. I'm deeply humbled to see so many of you here. I know that you had to travel, and so seeing your familiar faces means so much to me. While I may not mention you all by name, know that you are special and you are forged within my heart. I want to send a heartfelt thank you to the committee led by Chief Master Sergeant Katrina Rollins, Senior Master Sergeant Amanda Gilbert, Senior Master Sergeant Brian Statmuller, Master Sergeant Jasmine Sanders Rivera, and Master Sergeant Candace Smith. If you know me, you know that I have high standards, and I have a keen attention to detail. And so they have muddled through that, but this is better than I ever could have expected. Your hard work has truly made this day special. Thank you also to Sergeant Sanders Rivera for emceeing as well, A1C Munoz for the wonderful rendition of the national anthem, Mr. Mark Carter, thank you not only for hiring me, but for being part of this special day and for your inspiring invocation. To our proffers, Sergeant Holshoe and Sergeant Belto, thank you guys for all of your help. And to the honor guard detail and the flag passing formation. It was a beautiful tribute, and I know we got an opportunity to talk about yesterday why it makes me so emotional, and I just want you to know how meaningful it was. Your excellence and exemplary service and how you performed that was just flawless, so thank you for that. And I know that there are so many others. We had parking attendants, we had people in charge of the parking tents, we had escorts. So if you had anything to do with this ceremony and the planning or the execution of it, please stand up so that we can give you the recognition and applause that you deserve. Most of them are already standing up. Major General Ryder, thank you for stepping in at a moment's notice to preside over this ceremony. Your grace and your willingness to do so just speaks volumes about your dedication and your support. Your guidance and your encouragement, and most importantly, your friendship, have meant more to me than words can express, and I'm deeply grateful for all that you and Terry have done for Team Earls. We love you, and we're so happy that you've been part of this day. To Colonel Johnson, who I think is probably viewing online or watching later, I know how much you wanted to be here to preside and lead this special day. There really might have been an arm wrestle. And I know how difficult it was for you to take a knee and miss this event. You, Kristen, and the rest of the Johnson family are some of my favorite people in the world. But know that you're exactly where you should be right now. And it's okay, because we will continue to build lots of memories together in the future. This is where it gets hard. I owe a tremendous debt of gratitude to my family. Military life is not easy and demands a lot from those who serve and for the people who stand behind them. You've been my foundation, my source of strength, my cheerleaders and comfort. To my extended family, Jan, Kevin, and Ashley, thank you for being here and for supporting us all these years. We look forward to having some stability and staying here and being able to spend more time together with you. Dana, thank you for reconnecting with us. I hope to have more visits with you in the future and more phone conversations. Mom and Dad, you've always been there for me, even when you didn't fully understand this life. You never wavered in your support, your understanding, or your love. In all my years and all the assignments, I thought there was only one that you had never visited me at, but then I realized you did on the tail end when I was flying back from Korea. So you've never missed an assignment to visit. So that's really special. You must really love me, Waylon, and the boys. Or you just needed a vacation. I don't know. But either way, I can't say thank you enough for raising me to be the person that I am, believing in me, and always being there. I love you. Jackson, you've spent your entire life in the Air Force, almost 18 years, 7 assignments, 9 schools. You are kind, fiercely loyal, stronger than you know, and a great negotiator. And a great speaker, apparently. You have an extremely bright future ahead of you. And while I know this life hasn't always been easy, I truly believe it's prepared you to navigate the challenges that you'll have ahead in adulthood. I can't wait to see where your path leads next. Like literally, because your brother wants your room. I love you so very much. Cole, your Air Force life has spanned for the past 12 years, 6 assignments, and 5 schools. You are my quiet old soul. You are very tender-hearted and loved by all because of your gentleness and kindness. While your memory is sometimes not so great, I hope you remember just how loved our family has been by all the people around us for so many years during this journey. And I hope that you keep the cool memories of all the travels and the great things that we've done together in your mind as well. I'm excited to spend more time with you, both at school, at home, at soccer. I'm going to be all up in your chili. I love you, Bubba. All right. We have I am looking at the time hack here, but we have a quick surprise for you guys. It's a little unscripted. So you can just give them to them. So these are 2 bears that were made out of my uniforms. Is Miss Kari in the room? She is. So Miss Kari made these, and she is an amazing supporter of us in this organization. So she made those for you guys. And they have lays on them. Do you remember when I promoted to chief the promise I made to you guys? You don't? That's probably not a bad thing. No? I promised that I was going to take them to Hawaii. We made like fake tickets and all the things, but that was long before I realized what chief life was, and that every other year we'd be moving, and every other summer we'd be preparing for the next move. And so I never paid up on that trip. And so it is happening this time. It is booked. We are going during spring break. We have reservations, and so we will be in Hawaii. Yeah. Start saving your allowance. Waylon, you know me better than anyone else in this life. He won't even look at me. You know me better than anyone else in this life, even the ugly parts. And you still accept me for who I am, even when I take you for granted and I don't always take notice of all the things that you do to help me and the kids. You put up with my crazy. You never faltered whenever I had another opportunity where I wanted to uproot us and move us again for another assignment. You're my best friend, and I would not be here today without you. It's finally time, now that neither of us will be wearing a uniform, to learn how to display public affection. I love you. I'm excited to start this new chapter together. As I reflect on 28 years of service, so many memories flood my mind, but one stands out above the rest. When Jackson was 5 or 6, he put 50 cents in one of those bubble machines, that spits out some toy, and out came a flashy fake silver necklace with what looked like a swallow on it, like the bird. And it was tacky, to say the least. But Jackson insisted on wearing it for his school picture, his family photos, like all the things. And we argued about it. This is with the negotiation piece, but we argued about it because I just couldn't understand why he was so determined to wear the necklace. And finally, he told me it wasn't a swallow, it was an eagle, and that he needed to wear it so that people would know that he was in the Air Force too. My family and I are deeply honored to have been part of this amazing organization and to have had the opportunity to work and live and just befriend and become part of a family of such extraordinary people. And those 28 years of service have profoundly shaped who I am today. The experiences and the challenges and the triumphs of military life have made me a better person. I've learned about the true meaning of leadership and resilience and camaraderie. I've grown in ways that I never imagined, and I'm grateful for the lessons learned and the friendships forged along the way. Wearing the cloth of our nation has been one of the greatest honors of my life. From the day that I first wore the Air Force uniform, I understood the profound responsibility that it carried. It represents commitment, integrity, and sacrifice, a pledge to protect and defend the principles upon which our nation was founded. And each time I wore it, I felt immense pride. You could see my shiny black boots somewhere back there, because I knew that I was part of a legacy of service and sacrifice. So to those who continue to serve, know that you are the torchbearers of this proud legacy. Your dedication and your sacrifice are the foundation for our nation's freedom and its security. I'm confident that you will continue to uphold the high standards of the United States Air Force and inspire future generations of airmen. So I want to thank each of you for being here today. Your presence is a reminder of the community and support that have been integral to my journey and my family's journey. Each of you has played a significant role along the way, and I'm so appreciative for you. I thank you all again for being here and for making this such a meaningful and special occasion. I'll carry the memories of this day and the last 28 years with me always. Thank you.
Interrupt your moment, Chief. Thank you, Chief Earls. Your brothers and sisters in arms are thankful for your contributions to the Air Force and its mission. You will always be a valuable member of the Air Force family, even in retirement. We wish you and your family every success in your future endeavors. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the singing of the Air Force song and the departure of the official party.
Here they come, zooming to meet our thunder. Atom bomb, give him the gun, give him the gun. Down we dive, spouting our flame from under. Off with one hell of a roar. We live in fame, or go down in flame. Hey, nothing can stop the U.S. Air Force.
This concludes today's ceremony. We invite everyone to join us in congratulating the Earls family at the reception in the back of the room. Thank you for attending, and we wish you a great Air Force Day.